Zabit calls it a career. Is there a trend starting to take place, or is this just fate? Aljamain puts his foot down ahead of the TJ Dilashaw fight. Will Dana pay, or will we have another Ngannou situation? Daniel Cormier squares up in the cage. Should DC leave emotions out of it, or was he in the right? And what else did UFC Fight Night Austin have for us? What up my people, and welcome to Ring Talk. I'm Mo, and Austin, stand up. Knockout after knockout, UFC Austin recorded the joint most knockouts in a UFC event. But before we get to that, make sure you like and subscribe to support your boy. Let's get to it. Another retirement hits the UFC, with the likes of Zabit retiring following health scares. Zabit was removed from the roster a couple days ago, which had fans asking the question, why is such a promising fighter being released? With many people asking, Zabit took to Instagram to address the fans, stating that the reasons for not competing was due to multiple injuries and health issues, and that he took the decision to retire. With a record of 6-0 in the UFC featherweight division, this submission artist will truly be missed. We enjoy watching fighters put their lives on the line for our entertainment, and respect them even more when they take the decision to maintain their health. Aljo wants pay increase before putting pen to paper on the TJ fight. No pay, no fight. Aljamain is firmly refusing to sign the bout that sees him defending his belt against TJ Dilashaw. The champ has revealed he was paid $400k for his fight with Yan, but hasn't had an increase since. More money, more problems? As Dana and his team try to get things settled quickly. Aljo is not refusing directly, but rather using it as a bargaining chip for more money. The co-main event was called off due to strange circumstances. Donald Cowboy Cerrone vs Joe Lauzon fight started to sound cursed when the fight was called off for the second time. Originally scheduled at UFC 274 in May, the fight was called off following Cerrone falling sick, then rebooked as a co-main event in Austin. Apparently, as Joe got off the scale and put on his socks, he felt his knee lock and was unable to walk, hence calling off the fight. Joe went to Instagram to state he had recovered completely from the tib fib dislocation. The question is, will this fight be booked again? Dana answered this question rather quickly in the post-fight and stated that this fight would not be booked again, just like the Khabib and Tony fight. We all remember that. Later on in the card, Daniel Cormier kicked off beef with Phil Hawes. Following the loss of Darren Wynn, DC's protege, Phil felt upset with DC as the post-fight interview started, stated he had picked the wrong pony and that he was being very biased. Herb Dean had to step in and de-escalate the situation as DC stated that he doesn't pick fights, with Phil later on apologising. Enough of the news, let's see what went down in UFC Austin. Where should I even start from? The prelims had me standing, with the likes of Ramos throwing a perfectly timed spinning elbow to KO his opponent, followed by Jeremiah Wells firing a lovely left hook to KO the Ultimate Fighter Season 10 winner in a first round banger. Opening the main card was a hometown bantamweight Yanez that kicked off the show with a first round KO. That was followed in a likely manner when Robocop Rodriguez shot down the Cuban missile in a first round spectacle. The lightweights put on a show for us in a full out war between Demir and Gulam, Demir snatching it with a split decision. The Trailblazers submitted Means in round 2 via dart choke, in a truly the best performance we have seen by Kevin Holland. Lastly, the main event that had us on our feet, as these future title contenders battled it out in stand-up, both displaying their skills throughout the 5 rounds, with Emmett taking a narrow split decision win. If that wasn't enough, Fight of the Night was awarded to the main event, whilst Dana awarded every other fighter that finished their opponent 50 Gs. So let's dig into it. Joaquin Buckley vs Albert Duraev started off with bad blood between the former teammates, which was on full display when both landed massive kicks as Buckley let loose at the end of the first. Buckley came out in the second round finding success with the left hand, mixing it up with kicks and timing them perfectly as Duraev attempted takedowns, managing to get one, although Buckley got up immediately. Buckley landed a beautiful left, dropping Duraev as he looked vulnerable, with a huge bruising causing his right eye to shut, but Duraev managed to keep Buckley on the ground in the final minutes of the second round. Not finding success, Joaquin dropped Duraev again in the final seconds with a left hand. The ref waved off the fight at the beginning of round 3, as the doc stated that the fight couldn't continue due to the closed eye of Albert, as Buckley celebrated a TKO that started from a lovely left high kick. Joaquin blesses it out, stating that war is only whilst the fight is on, taking his record to 11 out of 15 finishes. From chasing thieves stealing perfumes to co-maining this card, Kevin Holland can do it all. Having the longest reach in the welterweight division, this may prove beneficial. Holland was active in the first round, throwing kicks, knees and combos, whilst Means looked for takedowns and successfully took down Trailblazer, yet couldn't do anything, allowing Holland to get up. The speed of Holland was on show, moving in and out of the pocket, hurting Means, which forced him to take down Holland, thus ending the round. Round 2 saw Holland return with momentum, wobbling Means with a big right hand over the top, and eventually submitting him via dark choke. Displaying both takedown defense and fight IQ, Holland looked excellent, both physically and mentally, and showed Texas's finest. 2 fights at welterweight with 2 finishes. Who could be next? Maybe Sean Brady? Let me know in the comment section down below. And thus moving on to the main event, Kattar vs Emmett. Kattar is on the hunt for gold, while Emmett is on a 4-fight win streak. It's 4th against 7th, both chasing a title. The fight started off with both fighters testing the waters, with feints and jabs. Emmett showed power in his punches, controlling the centre of the octagon, while Kattar landed a jab on the left eye, cutting Emmett. As Kattar found his rhythm, Emmett led with a couple of 3-punch combos. In boxing terms, Kattar is clean, and clearly the better boxer, whilst Emmett was just throwing haymakers. Both ended the second very active, displaying high-level combat skills. Emmett showed power and led the round, but that was quickly reversed as these two exchanged equally. Emmett showed confidence and his corner boosted that by telling him that he was up. Kattar seemed cautious not to throw kicks to prevent any kind of takedowns. The 4th round had Kattar clip Emmett after both fighters exchanged in the centre of the cage, Kattar significantly outlanding his opponent. Emmett showed a sense of urgency towards the end of the round and let it completely go. The 5th round showed Kattar adapt and maintain his range while still throwing hands, both men happy to keep the fight standing. Both men showed amazing display throughout the fight, ending it with both of them attempting simultaneous spinning elbows, which drew to the end of this war. Handing the fight over to the judges, they had it 48-47 Kattar, 48-47 Emmett, and 48-47 for Josh Emmett via split decision. UFC, well done on such an amazing card. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section which knockout you thought was the best. And remember to hit us a like and subscribe and follow us on all our social media platforms, and we'll see you next time.